Hello, everybody, and welcome. I'm Greg Medeski, working for the Rubin Observatory Community Engagement Team. And my presentation for the virtual booth at the Winter 2021 AAS meeting for the Rubin Observatory this presentation is going to be telling you how to get more involved in preparing for the science with the Rubin Observatory. The Vera Rubin Observatory, located in Chile, contains a large 8.4 meter diameter primary mirror and a large field of view camera with 6 filters. The 10-year Southern Sky Survey will make major advances in 4 important core science areas. Number 1 is probing dark energy and dark matter. Number 2 is taking an inventory of the solar system down to the very faintest objects. The third one will be exploring the transient optical sky, the objects that go bump in the night. And the fourth one will be mapping the Milky Way galaxy. LSST will cover a very large part of the sky each night, and it will have unprecedented data volume and complexity, and that will require very detailed preparation to maximize the science return. Why should you prepare for doing science with LSST, with the Rubin Observatory? The scope and potential is enormous, and that has to do with the huge data volume. As a result, we're going to have somewhat different means of analyzing the data. Instead of downloading the entirety of the Rubin dataset, the scientists will analyze the data in a Rubin Science Platform. We call it the next to the data analysis. Rubin Science Platform is a set of integrated web-based applications and services running at the Rubin Observatory data access centers. And it will include tools to query, visualize, subset, analyze the massive data release archives. To learn more about it, please view the recorded presentation about the Rubin Science Platform that is available at the Rubin Observatory AAS booth. Who can get involved? This is about the data policies for the Rubin Observatory, and Rubin Observatory data policies are listed in the documents that are in the top line of this view graph. So Rubin data holders, people who can actually data right holders, are all astronomers working in the US and Chile, and that includes students plus named international members with institutional agreements, the so-called in-kind programs. You need to have data rights to be able to access the Rubin Science Platform and to work with and publish the results based on the LSST data. The proprietary period of the data is 2 years, and some of the data will be immediately available. That's primarily for the alert packets, for the transients in the sky, and so on and so forth. And those will be primarily accessed via so-called alert brokers. We have a special presentation in the Rubin Observatory AS booth about the prompt data release data products and the science platform at the booth, so please come and join us. The best way to prepare for doing LSST science is to join one or more science collaborations. Those are independent worldwide communities of scientists, self-organized into collaborations based on research interest and expertise, laying the groundwork necessary for preparing to do science with the LSST. There's 8 of them. They're all open to everybody, and they include Dark Energy Science Collaboration, which is probably the largest one, Active Galactic Nuclei Collaboration, Stars, Milky Way, and Local Volume, Transient and Variable Stars, Solar System Sources, Strong Lensing, Galaxies, and Informatics and Statistics. You can learn about the science collaborations and how to join them at the link listed on the very bottom of this page. There are lots of resources and reading to learn about LSST. This is probably what most of you would like to know exactly where they are. And the link for the, probably one of the older ones, is the Rubin Observatory for Scientists webpage, which is the one listed in the first bullet. And you can actually subscribe to get onto their email list. A very massive and extensive resource is the so-called LSST science book, which is listed in the second bullet, which is condensed into more readable form listed in the third bullet. It's a paper by Željko Ivezic about the science drivers and how they were implemented within the design of the telescope. Finally, the last one is the community forum for Rubin Observatory, the community forum which has many different categories and topics that are publicly accessible, and I have a little bit more about it in the next slide. It's very useful to find information about either science collaborations, or maybe possibly
about support, about what's going on with the instrument, and if you have any questions and answers, questions that can be answered by the Rubin staff. You can read without having an account, but in order to post topics and replies, you have to make an account. It's easily searchable, and again, students are very welcome to join the discussions as well. You can also attend the Rubin Project Community Workshop. This is open to everybody. Tentative timeline for the one in 2021 is August 9 through 13. We hope that we will have one in person. The one in 2020, unfortunately, had to be held virtually. But the advantage is that we recorded almost all meetings, and those are very useful because you can actually take a look on the format and try to understand what is the structure of it. It's where scientists and engineers meet up, discuss the scientific drivers and engineering implementations. The astronomers and students discuss their own science goals, plan for analysis tools, and so on and so forth. It's very useful. It contains plenaries with very top level information, then breakouts which focus on individual science goals, and then hack sessions where people can actually work on their own projects. It's a great way to network, and I must admit that it's, in my opinion, the best way to start new collaboration. In another way to get involved is to participate in the Data Preview Zero, which will take place in June 2021. It will be basically a way to join on analysis of simulated LSST-like data products, which will be simulated using the simulation prepared by the Dark Energy Science Collaboration for their Data Challenge 2. And that will contain large number of objects, transients, and variables. The delegates will benefit from early learning experience with the Rubin Science Platform's tools, and they can also pursue their own science goals. But the important part is that they will be able to provide feedback about their experience to the Rubin Observatory, so we can actually make the Rubin Science Platform better. Again, the applications are due in April, and you can learn more from another recorded presentation that is available in our Rubin Observatory booth. But even before you join in for any of those, you can learn about the LSST data tools by joining the bi-weekly virtual meeting place known as the Stack Club. It's a place you can learn about Rubin data by using existing Jupyter notebooks and maybe even developing your own notebooks. Currently for the data, we're using some simulated data, but more importantly, we're also using some of the real data from Hyper SupremeCam. So it's actually interesting that you can actually work using Rubin tools on real astronomical data. People work together. They have a support from Rubin team member to resolve potential problems, to help with accounts, etc. And the whole goal here is first to get scientists familiar with images, which means working with data on a pixel level instead of working only with catalogs. But we're planning to have some more notebooks developed for catalog analysis as well. You can join in now or later. The application for membership is in the website that is listed on the very bottom of the view graph here. In order to get people familiar with what the Stack Club is all about, we organized a course that provided introduction to Rubin Science Platform and showcased several notebooks and performance of several specific tasks. There are 6 2-hour-long sessions. They included introduction to Science Platform, to the pipelines, introduction to visualization of data, to image processing, source detection and measurement, and difference image analysis. They're all recorded, so you can actually see what the Stack Club is all about. You should know that we're planning to run the course again, most likely in the spring or summer of 2021. So this is my last slide, where I wanted to just remind you that there will be a number of us in the Vera Observatory booth in the exhibit hall, where we can answer your questions directly. And you can actually check out other presentations that we prepared for that. And again, don't hesitate, if you're interested, don't hesitate to take a look on the Rubin Community Forum. Thank you very much for listening, and I hope that you're all well and healthy.